Oh yeah. You know where you're at. Good morning. Oh yeah. First Sky Omaha Radio. How you doing? What up, what up, what up? Friday, April 15th, thank God.
TGIF.
Man, feeling that TGIF for real. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Get up, get your body moving.
Aha!
It's about time to start beating them gums. Get your talk on. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, good morning. That's what's up.
Man.
Hey, First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, and all of you, the chat chimers. We got a good morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, and the First Sky fan from Pops. What's happening? Black Dynamite in early. Good morning, y'all. What's going on? Lucia Rodriguez gives us a good morning. How you doing this morning, lady?
Man, top of the morning.
Leia Keister says, happy Friday. I heard that.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank goodness, man. Black Dynamite said, yes, sir. The weekend starts in about 15 minutes. I heard that.
Let me guess. Is that when you punch that clock? Is that when you get out?
That's when he's out. We got a good morning from Facebook user. You must be over at Friends of First Sky Omaha. If you jump over to the First Sky Omaha official page, we'll be able to see your name there. I don't know what's going on with that Friends of First Sky name stuff.
Yeah, but glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you're here. Friday, April 15th, 2022. I am very, very, very glad that it's Friday.
Man,
although I'm acting like I'm not going to work over the weekend though. So,
yeah, as always, man. That's with me. Usually on Fridays, like I'm thinking like, oh yeah, man, I get to, man, it's Friday, I get to sleep in, but no, Saturdays I got to wake up 8:30, take wife to work, take the kids to karate, and all this, that, and the third. And it never ends. It never
ends. And we got it stuck in our head that there's something about Friday. You're supposed to get busy on the weekend, but grown folks don't do nothing on the weekend but weekend stuff.
Man,
cleaning, cooking,
driving
around.
I wish. I wish.
Brooke says that FB user was me. What's happening, Brooke? How you doing? Good morning.
Hey.
Brianna Full says, good morning with some sunshine. Happy it's Friday, but got a busy weekend coming up. Yeah, you ain't lying.
Yeah.
We got an extensive Haps today because y'all got a whole bunch of stuff going on this weekend for real. So
a lot of things are going.
Yeah, man.
I see it, Brianna. You've been busy too, man, on the campaign trail.
It's been doing the thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's what's up. Man. Well, good morning to y'all. I'm tired. I am tired. I cannot. Am I the only one that's not able to sleep this week? Star Trek Rich said he's having problems too. I don't know what it is. It's changing the weather, the hay fever, the sinus stuff, the allergies, all the stuff. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a hard time sleeping.
Yeah, man.
And it ain't because I'm like going to bed late. I go to bed early, toss and turn, up every hour. They take allergy pills and Tylenol PM and everything to go to sleep.
What's the weather talking about out there, man? I know you had 91 and then it apparently it was supposed to snow like a couple hours later. What's going on out there, man?
That's basically the gist right there. That's basically it. Yeah, it was. We hit a record all-time high in the country of 91 degrees the other day, and then it dropped down cold again. So everybody doing that thing, and then high winds, man. High winds is blowing all this pollen around, and
there's some cottonwood trees.
Bad news bears.
Yeah, man. Definitely stay safe out there. I can't even tell you to bundle up. You don't know it's gonna be hot. You don't know what to do, but just stay safe. Just stay safe.
Just take all your clothes with you everywhere you go.
Yeah, man. Just take a couple fits.
Anyway, thanks for joining us so early in the morning on this Friday. Lots going on this weekend, so we will have an extensive Haps As a matter of fact, we have no guests today. We have some topics to talk about, and we left some room for the Haps today because, man, you guys got a lot going on. Leia Keister says sleep is for the weak. Laugh out loud. I wish I could sleep too. Yeah, it's for the week, and it's for the week too. But I'm hoping that I'm gonna get some. Hope I'm gonna get some for the weekend. We'll see. I doubt it.
Oh,
but it'll sleep will come one way or another. Either you crash or you go try it.
You going actually, I'm not really a subscriber to that mentality that sleep is for the weak, man. You better get your sleep. Actually, I was listening Kobe, man. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Kind of talking about how he realized, he was going so hard in the gym, he'll practice till late at night and then wake up early in the morning. He was only sleeping 3 hours a day, and he realized, like, man, I'm practicing, but I'm not as sharp as I could be. It's that mental, that mental got to be sharp, and the only way to keep that fresh is rest.
Tough balance, man, because sometimes you feel like your body can keep going, and you think of sleep as something your body needs, but it's also something your mind needs to be able to rest. Think about things.
Yeah, man. So definitely, as Paul said, try to strike that balance, y'all. We always talk about it on the show. Self-care, man. Self-love is the best love. So yeah, don't be afraid to sneak in a couple wings.
Yeah, man. I encourage it to my brothers, especially because ladies got it down. We trying to copy y'all. We need to work on a little self-love. Stop running ourselves into the ground, man. And I'll be telling the young brothers all the time. Pop says, if you don't get sleep, you will be weak.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Man, and yeah, I'm feeling it too, man. You ain't the only one, Paul. Oh, man, got me moving furniture yesterday in the middle of Ramadan, in the middle of the day. So I was looking at that water like, temptation. But, yeah, man, back, legs.
You doing all right if your only temptation is water right now. You're doing good spiritually, I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, man, I told you that's the challenge, is that water. Water is life. Yeah. I can't really drink any during the day, man. And
you hit that gallon by 9 o'clock. You on that gallon though.
Man, I got it. I gotta wait.
We got a good morning from Judy Prinsler. Good morning, fam. How you doing, Judy? How you feeling today? Brooke says sleep is definitely self-care. Definitely agree with that. That's the first step. Sleep. First step in self-care, bro.
Get your beauty sleep, or it's gonna be ugly.
Get your beauty sleep, or it's gonna be ugly. I like it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh well, what's going on today, man? Let's go ahead and get into it. As Paul said, no guests. We will be having Bridget Fogarty on Monday though from the Reader. We got our jam-packed news day, so definitely looking forward to that. But I also got a jam-packed day today, man. I know y'all heard about this Herbster situation.
Herbster out here grabbing booties.
Man, we're gonna have to get into it. Apparently, everybody's saying it. It's not just a couple. Everybody is saying it. So we'll dive into that. And then also, of course, he's getting some support from Donald Trump Jr., following along with the Trump effect by grabbing him by the what. So we'll dive into that, as well as it is being reported as Donald Trump Jr. is supposed to be making an appearance in Nebraska. Maybe we can pull like, if you remember what those teens did during down in Oklahoma when they bought all the tickets and then nobody showed up. Yeah, might need to look into that. Also, definitely have to dive into this Biden-Harris announcement. Apparently, the Biden-Harris administration has unveiled a government-wide action plan on racial equity. This is reported by the Griot yesterday, so we'll definitely dive into that. And also, Paul says we got into it, but I don't think we did. And even if we did, it's worth talking about SAMO, California Reparations Panel, moving forward and planning to meet, and actually has some hearings and things coming up. Again, the only panel in the country that's been officially put together to examine and look at a possible route to reparations for the descendants of slaves. So we're definitely going to talk about that.
California got reparations coming. They got a 4-day. They about to start the 4-day work week in the state. I'm moving back.
Man, going back home, I might need to come with you. But yeah, we'll talk about that and more. Of course, we have the Haps coming up a little later on. So if there's anything on your mind going on in your world, feel free to let us know. Drop that in the chat. In the meantime, in between time, let's go ahead and get this show rolling. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you, the squad, the fam, First Sky Omaha. Let's go.
Let's do it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, the 15th of April. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you, the chat chimers. Thanks for getting up this morning early with us. And we can't wait till we can get into some of these discussions. Today is going to be a good day. It's going to be an extensive Haps later on, too. So stick with us all throughout the show. Because there's a lot going on this weekend from a lot of you, the chat chimers, and we're going to talk about all these events and things going on. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you are on YouTube, we are maybe 1 or 2 people away from reaching that 100 people mark that we're looking for on YouTube. So come on, if you're over there, go ahead and like and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And if you're on Facebook watching us, please do us a favor and share the show on your page so that more people can check it out and jump in and discuss some things with us as well. In the meantime, love to hear from you. Tell us what you got going on this weekend. Let us know. The Haps is not just us telling you stuff; it's you telling us stuff too. What are we going to do here? What's the plan of action for the upcoming weekend and week? Let us know what's going on. In the meantime, we got several things to talk about, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to Buddy. What's on your mind today?
Man, well, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way and just go ahead and kick off things with the Herbster situation, because we've been paying close attention to our gubernatorial race. And, it seems like every week there's another reason why we need new blood. Every week it's like, oh, yeah, see, that candidate won't work. That candidate won't work. That candidate won't work. So yeah, Charles Herbster is the latest one with some allegations coming out, but it's not looking good. It's looking like it's actually a little more than some allegations. But as some are already in the chat calling for this man to go to jail. If you're not familiar with Charles Herbster, he's been getting very handsy on the campaign trail, if you will. But apparently this is something that has been following Charles Herbster even before the campaign trail, either as a candidate for Nebraska governor or a significant Republican donor, just a lobbyist, or just a simple beauty pageant judge. It seems like Charles is always in the crowd, shaking hands, at least with the men. But as it is reported by the Nebraska Examiner, when young women have reached out for handshakes at these events, it is well known that at least on several occasions, Herbster has pulled these women in to embrace them instead of just accepting a handshake.
That's bold.
And yeah, actually, and I think there's a Trey Songz lyric in there somewhere. Take that for how you will. But during an event in 2019, for example, Republican Senator Julie Slama confirmed that she walked by Herbster. He reached up her skirt without her consent and touched her inappropriately. The incident happened in the middle of a crowded ballroom at the Douglas County. Man, no kind of nothing. He just out in the open with it. And again, this was in a crowded ballroom at the Douglas County Republican Party's annual Elephant Remembers dinner. So at a Republican dinner, he's out grabbing cheeks and reaching up skirts. Another person apparently attended that 2019 event and saw the incident happen. They told the Examiner about it. That witness and 2 others said they saw Herbster grope another young woman on the butt at the same event. So he wasn't just with Slama, he was everywhere. Yeah, actually in total 6 women, including the woman that Slama saw being groped at the Elephant dinner, told the Nebraska Examiner that Herbster touched them inappropriately when they're saying hello or goodbye to him or when they were posing for a photograph by his side.
So he taking a photograph with the arm around and slid the arm down.
Huh? Yeah. If you don't see his left arm in the picture, you know where it's at. Herbster's campaign manager Ellen Keast, in a statement issued Wednesday evening, said Herbster denies, of course, the woman's allegations unequivocally. Keast said that this is a political hit piece built on 100% false and baseless claims. Keast blamed the political establishment for smearing and trying to destroy him with lies. He went on to say Charles Herbster has a lifetime record of empowering women to lead. His company, farm, and campaign are all run by women, despite leading hundreds of employees. Not once has his reputation been attacked in this disgusting manner.
Well, this is quite the story. Republican, and I saw a headline somewhere that said every female senator accused him of this, like on both sides of the aisle and everything. Like a lot of accusations going on here.
To that point, in total, 13 female state senators.
I mean, it kind of don't matter about how many. I mean, if even if just one, like believe what they got to say about it. Because why would you make some mess like that up? And somebody had to have seen some of that stuff, like the hand up the skirt and all that mess. Can you imagine thinking you such a player, you walking around just grabbing booties?
Man, it's more like a perv, not a player. Players get consent.
There you go.
I'm gonna just put it,
I'm gonna jump into the chat, man, right away. Leah Keiser says, I have heard of Dems who are registering as Republicans to vote for Lindstrom in the primary, so they can pull votes from Herbster. Okay, that's a strategy. Interesting. Facebook user says, why didn't any of those ladies file charges against the pervert? Good question. Mama Guy said, just like Big Bro Trump.
Yeah,
that was the other thing I was going to say. Like, because there's another article about Donald Trump Jr. coming out to endorse him. So, like,
yeah. Actually, go ahead and get into that.
The Grope clan, the Grope crew.
Man, yes, Donald Trump Jr. is in fact coming to support Charles Herbster in his groping campaign. This will be apparently an event in Gary, Nebraska on Wednesday. Donald Trump Jr. said he and his father both endorsed Herbster, one of the 9 Republicans running for office for Nebraska's next governor. Trump Jr. spoke to an audience of around 500 people at the Gary Civic Center. And he said, I heard some of Charles's competition had similar rallies and around 3 people showed up. So it reminded us of the Joe Biden rallies. Ooh, still taking shots. Trump Jr. spent much of his presentation criticizing the Biden administration, of course, on their foreign and domestic policies, decisions, and the campaign decisions of other candidates who are running for governor. And he went on to say, you've seen the difference. You've seen the difference good governors make. You've seen what's happened in the last few years as bad governors will trample your rights, your freedoms. That's why I'm supporting Charles Herbster. He went on to say, actually, Herbster spoke saying, as I've crossed the state, I've talked about the fact that our faith, our freedom, and our families are under attack in America, and we're going to change that with all the elections in November 2022. He says, I will be a different type of governor because I'm not a politician, and I'm not going to spend my time sitting in my office in Lincoln. I'm doing one political stint in my life, and that's to lead the state and be the CEO of Nebraska to make Nebraska great again. I haven't heard that tagline yet. Again, he wants to make Nebraska great again.
He ain't even the original.
Nope. he got the Trump boilerplate.
He ain't a politician. He just crushed a lot. Going back to the chat real quick. I want to jump in. Grope a lot. Black Dynamite says he ain't about to pull up on the north side. Yeah. No. I don't think we'll see them over on the north side. Also, down the way a little bit, we said Katie L's in the house says, "Yep, Herbster is not acceptable as a candidate with a criminal record." Interesting. And Mama Guy said, just like Big Bro Trump for sure. Just trying to pull out some of these real quick. So also back to that strategy that Leah Keister was talking about. Some of the she heard some of the Dems were registering as Republicans to vote for Lindstrom in the primary so they can pull votes from Herbster. Brianna Full replied, "If you switch to Republican, you can't vote for Tony or Alicia in Congress. I don't think that's a good of an idea as people think, taking away votes from those candidates too." So
yeah.
Also, Brianna Full says, "Did you hear about former Omaha Mayor Hal Dobbs' comments about the Herbster allegations? He asked the reporter what Senator Julie Slama was wearing when Herbster reached up her dress. That sounds like victim blaming to me. Yeah, that's the whole term victim blaming is based on that exact thing. Well, what was she wearing?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you. I mean, just more of that." Not cool. Also, Facebook user says groping women is a prerequisite for higher office in Republican Party. Man,
and that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying before the show. Like
Trump is like, who do we like? Who do we like in Nebraska? Well, anybody got some allegations,
man? Or if not, are you willing to grab them? Then you got my endorsement.
Really go the extra mile. Yeah, this is a hot mess, man. Just we don't. I'm getting stricken right now. Like, all right, I'm done talking about Herbster. Like it's what I'm saying. Like I'm feeling
I will say, in regards to what Leah Keister said about the strategy, I don't know about Democrats, but I did think about the fact that Ricketts doesn't endorse or doesn't really support. He's chosen Pillen over Herbster.
Right.
And we all know that Ricketts has mobilized some of his people in the past to damage some campaigns. So that's where my mind went with that one. But then again, whether somebody's trying to damage his campaign or not, you got 8 women coming out saying that he assaulted them. You got 13 senators signing a whole statement supporting or corroborating the allegations of sexual assault against Herbster. Again, 13 senators are all signing this. It's not looking good. Again, as I said, it's looking like more than an allegation. So whether someone is trying to smear his campaign or not, I think there might be some weight to these allegations.
Yep. Senator Megan Hunt, put some respect on her name, is one of the ones that complained. We probably could have her on, hear what she has to say about that, and get more of the story there. Moving on from that real quick, just to get a hold of the chat. Brother Muhammad says, "Assalamu alaikum, family." We didn't give his alaikum salam back yet. So
peace.
Good morning to you. He said he's heading to Black Coffee this morning. If you get over there, man, tell him to turn the show on, and we'll see you over there after the show. Also, Leah Keister says, "I got my tickets to Choir Boy tonight. Can't wait. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll see you tonight. That's gonna be real fun." Also, KDL gives us a good morning. Also, Paul Philman says, "Happy Friday. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much."
Hey.
Also, so I'm scrolling down here a little bit. Yeah, Facebook user said, "Dude assaulted 13 ladies." Yeah, that's the alleged number of people that are coming saying something.
Somebody else had asked about how Dobb grabbing some booty himself.
Yeah,
back in
Black
the day.
Dynamite. Yep. Yeah, did he? I don't know. Haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure at all. Let me see. Let me just go down here a little bit. Okay, we were all caught up. Zane says hi. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you this morning.
The dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see you down there at Black Coffee. I'm heading over to Black Coffee for the breakfast thing over there too. And Brother Muhammad's gonna be there doing his thing. So get to know Brother Muhammad. Come on over to Black Coffee after the show, and we'll check it out. But yeah, man, this is interesting stuff. I mean, like you said in the beginning of this article, there's always something coming out every day that just says we need new blood around, and that's really what it is.
Yeah, man.
And it's easy to find some ridiculousness with a lot of these members of this party, and it's really kind of I'm surprised that a whole lot of other stuff hasn't come out all over the place with stuff. But I mean, you can see what it is, and it's kind of thinking about like the choices that we have. We do not need another Ricketts or a worse or a Trump crony in that seat. Like it's really important, and some of the candidates, specifically Carol Blood, put some respect on her name, is up against a whole lot of them. Is that she's got a hard fight. So she needs to, everybody needs to really kind of realize that and kick in a big way.
Yeah, because a lot of us are kind of saying, a lot of us in this chat feel like this story is something that is damning for Herbster's campaign, but we saw how it worked out for Trump.
It just hit me why I'm feeling like I'm feeling about it, because really it's his politics that I'm not digging in the first place. And so and yeah, when we start jumping to how they are acting personally, yeah, we can say that they're not qualified to be a politician because of, to be in that seat because of their actions, of their personal actions and all that. Yes, that's part of it too. But even before that happened, well, I wasn't with this whole "Make America Great Again" stuff that Herbster's talking about before I even
Nope.
knew about all the groping. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Or the alleged groping. So
that's what I'm saying. Like that, those actions might embolden him and entice him more to the Trump supporters out there. Like, oh yeah, he's just like Trump. Let's go. Let's follow him.
He's one of them, and Trump
exactly.
Jr. out here endorsing, right?
Exactly.
So, Leah Keister says, "Blood is looking for a phone bank and letter writing volunteers." That's what I'm saying. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, let's mobilize up on that because she's got a hard fight. Paul Philman says, "Opening for Carol Blood." Also, Miss Erica Phil says, Skinner tomorrow. Come see about Brianna Full for OPS for yard sign giveaway. Yep, that's going to be in the we got that in the Haps a little later on, so definitely look at that and talk about that. Judy Prinzer in the chat says the female senators are not corroborating the allegations; they are supporting the victims who came forward. I think.
Nope, they are full out corroborating the allegations. I have the full statement here. It says, today, following the Nebraska Examiner's reporting on highly credible corroborated allegations of sexual assault against Charles Herbster, a bipartisan group of state senators issued a joint statement condemning Herbster's misconduct. In the statement, they said, we commend the brave women who have stepped forward to tell the truth about what they endured at the hands of Charles Herbster, including our friend and colleague, Senator Julie Slama. Sexual assault is despicable and damaging. This is not a question of politics. It is an issue of character and basic human decency. Charles Herbster's behavior is completely unacceptable for anyone, especially someone seeking a public office of authority and trust. Herbster's actions, as outlined by the Nebraska Examiner, render him unfit to serve. So I guess, yes, not necessarily corroborating or saying, he touched me too, but definitely, as you said, voicing support and condemning Charles Herbster.
This might be it might be over for him with this one.
I think that 13 senators.
Well, not just that. He doesn't have the endorsement of Pete Ricketts, and also I feel like what Nebraska as a state will do is condemn that kind of behavior. They might be about Trump, but they weren't the Trumpers that were all about the grabbing of the, you know what I'm saying? Like they did. I know a lot of Nebraskans felt that was really messed up, really wrong, even if they still voted for him. But I think that this might be a step too far if this stuff gets corroborated and he's and he, you know what I'm saying, something happens to him. I think that would be the end of his campaign out here. I'm just thinking that might be the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, even just the women that signed this. I mean, Carol Blood, Michaela Cavanaugh, Megan Hunt. I don't see them, if he does, get I don't see them just going with that silently.
Yeah. Paul Philman says there's a lot of Trump flags west of Lincoln. A lot of Trump flags east of Lincoln.
Yeah, like Paul said, man, we do need a new blood. We are officially endorsing Carol Blood for governor, and we just need to fight. We all know it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, for real. Facebook user says filing assault charges is red meat for all those campaigning for office in Nebraska. Interesting. Leah Keister says, we said that about Trump. Anything is possible. We can't let up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That might help, actually. So we know what work we need to do. So as Leah Keister said, Blood is looking for phone bank and letter writing volunteers. The primary is coming up. Let's get active.
Gotta get active. Hey, 7:30 right now in Omaha, Nebraska. If you believe in the concept of time and you're keeping track of it, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you, the chat chimers. Who is Friday and we happy about it. Extensive Haps coming up. Stay tuned. And shout out to everybody that's out here listening right now, all the ghost listeners, all the chat chimers, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha Radio. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. Space is the place.
Man.
Don't forget, man, the 22nd, we're going to be doing it big. It's the Chat Chimers Kickback over at Tiny House. Just want to remind people, put it on your calendar. The squad is going to be there. Buddy's in town. It's going down.
That's next week, y'all, in 7 days.
What?
7 days.
Time is just flying, man. I don't know where any of this time is going ever.
Yeah, man. In my pocket.
Ridiculous. Quite ridiculous. Hey, we got Sean McCarthy in the chat. That's what's up. He says, if you're a Herbster supporter already, I'm guessing these charges will have the same effect as Trump's Access Hollywood tape. Most people thought that his campaign was DOA when that tape was released. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I go back and forth on that a little bit. I kind of feel like a lot of Nebraskans, a lot of Republicans out here were like, that's a step too far. Like, you can't do all that. So, but yeah, whether or not that stops anybody from voting for him, probably not. Black Dynamite says, say Paul, I was listening to the outro this past Wednesday. Who played the piano on that? Yeah, I'll send you the name of that cat that made that beat. It's the end of the beat from the intro
opener.
Video. So yep. So yeah, he's dope. I'll send that to you. Also, Facebook user says the predatory mindset is alive and well in the Republican Party.
Yeah, man. Actually, I wanted to add one last thing to this, and I forgot about this whole story about Herbster using Trump's campaign manager. This was widely reported. Lewandowski, who was again a former campaign manager for former President Donald Trump, who was serving as campaign manager for Herbster early on, and Lewandowski got in trouble for making some, lewd and unwanted advances toward one of the donors' wives at a party in Las Vegas, and was expected to step down. And Charles actually called for him to step back. But it's now been reported that a lot of staffers are saying that Lewandowski continued his involvement. So it's not just, Herbster, but also you start looking at the full picture of the people around him. And even after, some things come out, he still keeps these people around him. It just helps to paint the picture.
It's predatory culture.
Man, all the way around.
All the way around. Every time I read something like this, it strikes me like, ain't some of these people married? Where their spouses? I wish we was at a rally and somebody grabbed my wife, but taking a picture with her. There'd be some furniture moving.
It'd be more than the Swedish Riot. Somebody getting some skibbity paps.
Somebody would get some fresh skibbity paps in a real way.
Hold
on. Wait a minute. I mean, and try that. And people do things to people that they feel like they can sometimes too.
Yes, that part.
Because I know that there's some women that I know that as soon as it happened, there'd be some tables turned upside down. So
man,
yeah, it's interesting. All this kind of stuff is weird to me. Like, what's this man is running for office. What's his politics? How's he going to treat black folks? Like, what? Let's what I'm saying. Like, on one hand, it's like, why? I don't want to keep talking about this man acting. He's gonna get prosecuted for it if it sticks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
we're talking criminal behavior, not the rest of what he's about. Like, I don't know.
And actually, that's kind of interesting because in all of these 3 articles that's been released about this, and I have not seen any formal investigations or anything in that regard. So that's a good point. That's a good point.
3 news articles in major news outlets that are saying that this is going down, but yeah,
we will see.
Says, that they can doesn't mean it was wanted or not traumatizing.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Sean McCarthy says it's telling that the first outlet that both Slama and Herbster went to was K Fascist AB. Slama's interview was immediately followed by Herbster's. Wow. Yeah, that's funny. So whenever we bring up Slama, she's trying to oppose money for the North Side or something like.
Mm-hmm.
And now we gotta feel sorry for. We gotta have some sympathy for what she's going through with Herbster.
Yeah. But as you said, man, if that's how he's treating women, it goes a long way to say how he's gonna treat us, man.
Facebook user said it would be some Will Smith slapping happening.
Black Dynamite, yes. Skibbity Paps,
yes. Fresh ones. Leia Keister says he will get prosecuted just like Trump. Yeah.
That part.
That part. Moving on. 7:37 right now. If you bring the concept of time off of Herbster's booty grabbing expeditions. What else is in the news today?
Man, want to hop into some Biden news on the other side of the aisle. Biden administration is unveiling a government-wide plan, something that actually might help us. Let's dive into it. This announcement came just yesterday. The Biden administration the Biden-Harris administration unveiled a massive government-wide action plan to advance racial equity across 90 federal agencies with more than 300 strategies and commitments laid out by government leaders. The announcements from dozens of federal agencies are the start of fulfilling an executive order that was signed by President Biden on his first day in office to advance racial equity across the entire federal government. In a video announcing the plans, President Biden acknowledges that the commitments laid out must not be seen as just a one-year project, but a generational commitment from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Department of Education, to the Environmental Protection Agency. Each federal agency releases action plan to advance racial equity, to close the myriad of gaps in services available to underserved communities. Susan Rice, who's the director of the White House Domestic Policy Council, actually led the administration's Racial Equity Council. And her goal was to ensure that all departments adhere to President Biden's order to evaluate their agencies and implement the strategies. Such communities that are being targeted include Black, Latino, LGBTQ+, tribal, and also rural populations will all be again focused on. She also said that whether you're a Black mom trying to ensure that when you're getting ready to have your child and the options for you are such that you're not disproportionately likely to suffer adverse outcomes, I'm a small business and I want to access federal government contracts, I want to export my products. All of these things are things that the federal government can play a role in rectifying. What we're doing through this historic action is making sure that all of our agencies are firing on all cylinders to deliver for everybody. So again, this is a very lofty plan. It sounds nice, but as I've been saying with the Douglas County plan, it'd be nice to actually see some action on the back end of this. So now that we at least know there is a plan, we can hold them to it.
Sounds like good news to you then.
Yeah, it sounds like good news with an asterisk. You know, it's good news, but let's not let it stop there. Let's actually follow through on this.
I don't have much to say on this one. Like I do want to see the follow through, like you're saying, definitely. I'll put it to you guys in the chat. What do you think about these programs? You think it's going to be beneficial? Are you skeptical? Let us know in the chat what it is you think about this one. I think it might be too early for me to really kind of form an opinion quite yet.
Yeah.
On it, it's just some politicians getting up saying this is what they're gonna do. So
yeah, I will say a big shout out to Precious, and I think this might be one of the things that she mentioned that she was a part of. If you remember, when we had her on last Wednesday, she mentioned that she was a part of some things and part of some plans that
yeah,
she
she
was
couldn't
not
tell us what it
able. Yeah,
was.
she wasn't able to announce it, and that's maybe because again the White House was waiting to make their announcement yesterday. And I say that because a large part of this is some work with HBCUs. And again, Precious worked in the education department. And one of the things is a wide increase in investment in Pell Grants by the education department. Other departments are also committing to investing in educational and innovative programs targeting HBCUs. There are there's STEM research coming from the Department of Energy to the tune of $59 million that will be going towards HBCUs, and also another $43 million will be going to HBCUs to support apprenticeships and development programs for faculty at a half a dozen of the nation's national labs that are represented by HBCUs. So that's huge. That's huge. Again, as a product of an HBCU, there are a lot of professionals, black professionals out there, that are products of HBCUs. A lot of them, even our vice president is a product of an HBCU. Man, there's a lot of good people, and HBCUs are turning out a lot of smart, intelligent brothers and sisters.
Well, I can't wait to politic with P on Wednesday to find out if your theory is correct, if your
Yeah, man.
deduction is correct on that. She was part of that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, on the surface, it sounds good. It sounds like it's supposed to work out. And yeah, the fact that Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, put some respect on her name is a product of HBCUs. It does feel like there are some aspects of this that's really going to be able to benefit some of these areas, especially in the area of HBCUs. So that's what's up.
Yeah, and also housing is another one. That's something we talked about a lot on here, and that's something that will be addressed with this. We've talked about stories of people having their white friends come and stand in the house for appraisals and things like that, and they're getting a much larger number on their appraisal and things like that. So the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, is actually announcing also new efforts to end racial bias in home lending and home appraisals. They made the announcement on Thursday that it would also invest in staff capacity and issue guidances and new rules to safeguard against housing discrimination and make improvements to its homeless response system. So again, hopefully this is more than just lip service. Hopefully that we will see some follow through on this. But again, now that we know that they have a plan, now that they kind of told on themselves, we have something to hold them accountable to. So let's go ahead and do our job.
I like that. We can leave it at that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Coming up on 7:45, if you believe in the concept of time, if you're keeping track, you got to be somewhere by 8:00. You got about 15 minutes for that. We're going to keep on going through some stories here. Also, let us know what's on your mind and heart right now as well, because we can definitely jump in and talk about some of those things too. Facebook user, you again, I think you're over on the Friends of Sky Omaha page, so it's not showing your name. Facebook user says, so much of the news today is overshadowed by yet another murder of black man in Michigan.
Yep. Sorry about that. The video is out. I'm one who's stopped watching videos a while ago. But yes, that has happened, and we would like to acknowledge that.
Okay. I haven't heard about this story yet, so
yeah, I've seen it.
Unfortunate. Yeah. So is it by the hands of the police or is it?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll look into it and see what people are doing, seeing if, if there's going to be any prosecution. Have we finally set a new standard for that? Let's see.
This will be interesting. We can get into it on the other side of the break.
Yeah.
Paul Philman says it's bad.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
take a quick break. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the
Paul B,
morning.
Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you chat chimers. Let's talk about a little bad news when we get back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, and all of you, the chat chimers. Unfortunately, some bad news coming up.
Man.
Paul Philman says national media is picking it up right now. Facebook user says shot in the back of the head by police while face down on camera is real bad and damning to say the least.
Yep.
Buddy, did you pull that up?
Yeah, I got it. Washington Post article is what I'm looking through. There is a video on here. Yeah, as I said, I'm not really into watching the videos. Right. Just don't want to traumatize myself like that anymore. Just hearing about this type of stuff is enough. And yeah, man. I mean, this actually isn't the first police shooting that has happened. I mean, I've seen reports of shootings down here. I mean, if you look for it, it happens every day. But this one is definitely. I mean, it's caught on camera. It's particularly egregious, but. As reported by the Washington Post, Peter and Dorcas Loyola are two immigrants from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And of course, they thought that leaving the Democratic Republic of Congo and some of the violence and some of the things that they witnessed and experienced there, they will find safe haven in the United States. But of course, that is not the case, as they have recently learned with the death of their oldest son, Patrick Loyola, who was recently killed by a police officer in Grand Rapids, which is a city, western Michigan city. And of course, this incident happened during, you guessed it, a traffic stop. What began as a traffic stop ended with the young man, 26-year-old father of two, being shot in the head. And at this point, there is, of course, a full what was the term that they used? A full review of the incident by the Grand Rapids police, but that officer has not been fired. That officer has not been charged. I don't even know if he's on leave right now. So that's pretty much the gist of what's being reported right now. Again, just another senseless killing of a black person in America by the very people who are supposed to protect them.
Keep an eye on the story. That's about all we can do.
Yeah. Grand Rapids Police Chief did come out and say that the shooting was a tragedy, though he was careful not to make firm conclusions about the shooting, saying it is early in the investigation, so understandably there are questions. He went on to say, "I'm committed to providing information as transparently and quickly as the investigation allows." That's at least a good thing to hear from the police chief, because we've heard some other tones during past incidents like this, where the police chief, it's clear that they weren't going to investigate this.
Well, I we call it progress that the killer of George Floyd got convicted.
Mm-hmm.
We are sitting around. The best we can do is sit around and hope that the investigation will turn up that this police officer gets prosecuted for this murder. We're way far away from them just stopping murdering black folks.
No,
Stops.
Yeah.
So for us to be here to only be able to say, man, I sure hope the cop gets arrested and convicted for this. It's a low bar.
Yeah, very, very low bar. Very, very low bar. But that's the reality of the situation when these types of things happen. And I was talking to a brother the other day, and he was mentioning he heard a story or saw a video of a young girl who was arrested, and she was just thrown in, kind of like hogtied, and thrown in the back of a police unit. And as the officer's driving around, kind of erratically, she falls out of the seat with her face just down on the floor. And she was like that for like 20-30 minutes, to the point where she was screaming, master, like, master, please let me up, master, please let me up. And he just kind of mentioned, like, man, the only time that this type of stuff, they only do this to us because they know that they can. Kind of going back to the Herbster situation. And I'm not calling for any radical anything, but the Black Panthers might have been on to something. There is a legal way. There is a way for us to protect ourselves and to stand up. Like, if the police again, the very people who are supposed to protect us, if they're the ones that's going to keep killing us, there has to be a call for redress.
Paul Philman in the chat says, I sent email to Chief Schmatter and Wayne Hudson asking for a response in relation to Micah Taylor, Kevin Jones cases. Need continuing community dialogue and oversight. Hopefully, Preston Love setting up future community meetings with OPD.
That's true. That does make you think of how Omaha handles those type of situations. I would like to take the time to remind people that the Kevin Jones case was thrown into 13 other grand jury cases, and those 13 cases were decided upon in the matter of hours. Whereas, the James Scurlock case, which had a lot more eyes on it, took several days. But yet they got through these 13 cases in the matter of hours. So yeah, we definitely need to continue dialogue and continue examining how Omaha specifically handles situations like this as well.
Also makes me reminds me, we just had, if you guys didn't know, we just had Wayne Hudson on.
Yep.
He's running for Douglas County Sheriff. Something he said that the day that he came on and interviewed, and he talked about the Rodney King situation. He talked about how that it was the technique in the strategy that was all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned to him, you don't think that has anything to do with racism? It's just the wrong approach to the situation. And so, I'd be interested in what he and Schmatter and other people have to say about some of these things. He talked a lot about being on the wrong side of history with stuff. And I think it's a little, it's that it's a little bit of a cop out to say that, to just leave it at that.
I'm like, does the wrong strategy. Why are you picking the wrong strategy?
I mean, it's obviously deeper than we've been on the wrong side of history on a few things. So yeah. Brianna Full says, how many more meetings do we have to have before they just stop killing us? How many meetings, how many steps before we can get to that part? Like, we're just now getting to somebody finally getting arrested, in the George Floyd case, somebody finally getting convicted. A police officer finally getting convicted of murder. But that's still a one-off. That's an anomaly. So how many steps do we got to get before it's not it's not legal for them to do this anymore? You know, it's a good question. Facebook user says the lack of discretion when it comes to how black folk are treated around the country is in the news again.
Oh yeah.
So we did all this talking about it last year though.
Right. And I kind of, I challenge everyone to think of a way to forward the conversation, and let's not just keep, circling the wagon.
I challenge everyone to forward the action. What's going? We've had the conversations. What's going to happen? What we need to have the conversation about what actions to take next.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Just breaking out of that. It's about 5 minutes to 8. If you're keeping track of time, if you got somewhere to be, we want to jump into the chat a little bit. Rome's review says, I've had the pleasure of having breakfast with Brother Muhammad. I guess you're over there at the Black Coffee spot. Okay. So appreciate that. Hope that you guys are checking it out over there. Right, going down. I will be over there about 9:30. So definitely going to stop over to Black Coffee this morning and meet up with the brother and all that good stuff. So yeah. Extensive Haps coming up. If you guys got Haps this weekend, I know that you guys are already starting to talk about some of that stuff. I think Brianna Full had something in the chat. She says OPS will be proposing changes to the student code of conduct on Monday. One of those changes is not allowing students to claim self-defense anymore if someone jumps them. I'm not in support of these strict changes because it contributes to the school to prison pipeline. I'll be making public comment at the meeting. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that in the Friends of Sky Omaha. Somebody brought that out as well. That they were going to stop you. You won't be able to claim self-defense if you're fighting. You're going to be in just as much trouble as whoever started the fight with you. So that don't sound like you can even teach your child how to defend himself anymore.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Facebook user says it's not technique. It is and has always been lack of discretion in black folk. Also, that was abuse. That wasn't the wrong strategy.
Man, abuse is the strategy. That's
right.
That's my thing. I will say just my final thoughts on that situation. It has been deemed hate crimes have been deemed a federal offense. And I wonder if this will be looked at as a hate crime now that there's some official capacity to that, and now that we have precedents set with an officer being convicted in this types of case. Again, it's all hope, but we'll see.
Yeah. And speaking of hope, though, my hope is running deeper that we can finally get to the point where they can just quit doing this.
Yeah. And not only quit shooting us, but give us that bag too. We need reparations.
We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. I will say one last thing too on as far as I'm concerned. I want to highly encourage, especially people of color, especially black folks, don't watch the video.
Man,
we talked about self-care at the beginning of this. It's self-care at this point to stop watching over and over again the videos that you already know what happened in the video, and you can't unsee stuff.
Man,
when I was younger, I used to think I want to see it all, and then I got to the point where I was like, I'm sorry that I looked at some things that they won't leave my mind now. And in order to have some kind of mind control, in order for your thoughts to stop spinning at night so you can sleep, you gotta limit. You have to police what's going in your own head, and a lot of times that's visually. You need to sometimes you need to just not engage.
Man, I love that. Space is a place for the reason. That's why this season 3 is the next iteration, and that's why we're going to be talking about reparations moving forward on the other side of the break. Because it's not just that we already know how all the ways we can die. We already know all the ways that society is trying to kill us. But let's examine how we want to live, and let's do that.
Word. That's what's up. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich, all of you in the chat. Thanks for everybody that is chiming in. Brooks says stop watching back in 2013. Can't do it.
Man,
that's what's up, man. Put them good images in your head from now on. Put them good thoughts and good feelings and good vibes.
Y'all.
Think about living right near the beach.
That's where you can find me.
Spending your reparations money. Going to work 4 days a week. California. going down. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. 8 o'clock, if you believe in the concept of time. First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich. You're now in the second hour of First Sky Omaha in the morning. And thank you to all the chat chimers that have been chiming in, man, telling your thoughts and feelings, talking about all the stuff that's on your heart, and making comments on some of these stories, man. It's a very, very important thing. Jumping in the chat real quick, KDL says, wise words, sir. Self-care takes many different forms, including being selective and setting boundaries for self and others.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, for real. Grew up in a household where what you saw and what you heard and what you experienced was regulated. So that, of course, in turn made the kid in me go, well, I'm going to sneak around and go see it all and experience it all. Then had to come back to the wisdom of, oh, this is why you limit things for your children and for yourself, because there's things that you don't need to be letting your mind go down the rabbit hole on, for sure. And that's self-care. Facebook user says superintendent of OPS got caught trying to sneak out the back door looking for a new job. Is there an obvious problem at OPS? We talked about that the other day. So we actually figured out that it was understandable that she wanted to have a job that was a little closer to her family and so on and so forth. It can't really be indicative of the problems of OPS. There's problems of OPS whether she's here or not. And that's the reason why we have people even in the chat that are running for school board. Brianna Full for OPS, brother Melvin Mohammed as well running for OPS board. Shar Shelton is running, and she will be our guest next Wednesday on Women Wednesday of First Sky Omaha. So you will be delivered when she gets on and talks about
Give
that.
me the word.
Yeah, man. So it's going down. Thanks a lot for that. Brother Rich just announced First Sky on YouTube officially has 100 subscribers.
Hey, thanks to the last two for getting us across that line. We appreciate y'all. We thank you. We love you as always.
Yeah, appreciate that. And we get to play the one of the first level of algorithm games on the YouTube. So we'll see what that means for us. Yeah. Appreciate everybody who's chimed in and liked and subscribed and all that good stuff too. And thanks for everybody that's sharing the show, man. I'll go back and look and see how many shared the show, and it's like 30, 40 people sometimes shared the show. So that's really gonna make it so that we can really broaden this conversation out. When I talk to people about raising funds for us or anything like that, I talk to them saying that we talk to people in our neighborhoods, North and South Omaha. But this is also Benson. This is also people in Blackstone. This is downtown. This is north downtown, south side, Bellevue. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking to people all over Omaha, as a matter of fact, and we're treating everybody like neighbors. And everything that goes down affects us all. And even if you live somewhere out west, you got family and you got people north, south, everywhere, central. So it's going down, man, and we really appreciate how expansive this is getting. We're getting feedback from so many different people from so many different sides of Omaha, and that's what it's all about.
And it's all been positive. It's all been positive.
Yeah, big time. Paul Philman says, any thoughts about differences between Mandela School versus OPS?
Well, personally, as a parent of school age children, I try to get my little man into Mandela. And I was just kind of like just looking in the mirror of Mandela, like seeing some of the things that they're doing, or looking in the window, like, oh man, this is nice. I mean, I'm talking about plays. They got the children doing violin classes, and man, I can't say enough. And I know personally some of the instructors up there, the Mandela Meerkats. Shout out to Miss Huggins. Man, it's a lot of good things happening up at Mandela that I would love for my child to be a part of. But I'm not the only one, so it's very hard to get into. The waiting list is kind of lengthy. So I had to take them to OPS. But no shots at OPS. I'm personally a product of OPS, but I would definitely love for my child to be at Mandela if I could.
Yeah, I wish that the OPS had adopted a lot of stuff that Mandela does. Like Brooke in the chat says, they do a lot in the way of the arts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Playing instruments, singing, painting in Miller Park, that type of stuff. Come on, man. That's the education. That's as we ended the last week. That's how I wanted to live. That's how I want my children to live.
Yeah, I hear that. Brooke says also they require that parents volunteer 20 a year there for 20 hours a year, probably.
Man, see, that's beautiful.
So beautiful. It encourages parents to be more a part of the child's education. Invested in it, right? So, for everything I hear about Mandela School, I'm like, that's where I would start pushing for sure. I would, I would hope that that school, like the OPS system, can take example from what's going on over there and adopt some of them programs. It wouldn't hurt them to adopt some of the ways that Mandela does things. That's my opinion on it.
Not at all. And we will have a more lengthy education conversation on Monday with Bridget Fogarty, who again is of the Reader. She's doing the coverage, education coverage for the Disinvested series that they're doing over there. So yeah, definitely looking forward to speaking with her a little more.
Yeah. Brooke says couldn't get Zane in. Also, it's year round. I thought he got accepted. We just couldn't make it happen. I thought that was the case there, but yes, unfortunately, they're hiring, by the way, too.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
good to know. Anybody go ahead.
Just speaking of hiring, a lot of as I said, I know a lot of the teachers and educators they're from the community and they're from the area. Some of them even have children that attend there. So speaking of being invested, you know what I'm saying? It really is a community effort.
I was wondering if anybody in the chat was had any kids there or a product of the Mandela School. Anybody have any close ties there? She says can't get him in first now. Oh, okay, so he was accepted in pre-K. We couldn't make that happen, and she tried to get him in first. He couldn't get in quite yet too. So yeah, long waiting list. A lot of people that are trying to get their kids there, man. I can understand that. Black Dynamite says, I know it takes a lot to open and run a school, but I wonder why there aren't more like it.
Money.
Yep. A lot of money. We can get into that with Bridget Fogarty when she comes Monday, but there's a lot of money that sometimes was supposed to go to public schools, that goes to certain charter schools, certain districts breaking off to make their own district and go after their own money. There's a lot of politics going on when it comes to that.
Yeah, as far as the Mandela situation, Buffett's and Lozier, I think, are the two major entities that are behind that one.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about Lozier and their efforts and their reasoning behind stuff. So I'm glad that Lozier is behind Mandela. It just makes me have more faith in that school and the projects they got going on over there.
Yeah, man.
Facebook user says Mandela School reflect the community and their curriculum could have positive effect on the pipeline to prison system. Big time.
Yeah,
Paul Philman says all OPS kids deserve this level of education. Very true.
Agreed. Agreed.
Hopefully we get some of the chat chimers in there and they can start steering some of that stuff into that direction of OPS kids getting the same kind of education they can get at Mandela.
Yeah, man, that'd be nice.
Can't wait to hear the plans. Moving on, 8:10 right now in Omaha, Nebraska. If you believe in the concept of time, buddy, what else we got on the docket?
Well, actually, go ahead and tie in the conversation we're having as far as education, because that'd be a nice form of reparations as well. Again, maybe a California panel can discuss some of those things as they move forward with their face-to-face meetings. This being reported by NPR. We've sort of been talking about it, but getting into the details of exactly what's going on. Again, California has the first in the nation reparations task force. Again, the only one in the country that's really meeting and moving forward. And actually, the members had their first time face-to-face gathering since the inaugural meeting nearly a year ago. And this also comes just mere weeks after the group voted to limit restitution to descendants of enslaved Black people, because there was a lot of conversation and hoopla. One of the kind of hangups in this reparations conversation in regards to exactly who qualifies, who's considered Black, who qualifies as a descendant of the slave. Do you just give it to descendants of slaves, or do you give it to African refugees or African descendants that are here post-slavery? And apparently they have voted to limit that, and now they're hosting a 2-day event that will be held at Third Baptist Church in San Francisco, under the leadership of Reverend Amos Brown, who's a task force vice president, and also the San Francisco chapter of the NAACP president. Also, Governor Gavin Newsom signed legislation which created the 2-year reparations task force back in 2020, making California again the only state to move ahead with such mission. And the whole purpose of this task force is to study the institution of slavery, educate the public about its findings, and develop remedies. Reparations movement at the federal level has not gone anywhere, but cities and universities across the country are taking up the issue. Also, there will be a hearing actually on the agenda coming up for their face-to-face meeting. A testimony from experts in education will happen. Also, the next day, the committee is scheduled to discuss a report that will be made public in June that shows the institution of slavery, how it continues to reverberate throughout California, including the form of disparities in household income, health, employment, and incarceration. So again, looking at the true impact of slavery, definitely looking forward to that study or report, which again is supposed to come out in June.
Okay. Brooke says, I got my slave document records. I'm moving back to Cali. I'm coming with you.
So do y'all really got y'all family slave docs?
I didn't know if we did or not. Brooke's saying we do. I know that we have our family history all the way back to the original slave, who was named Bonaparte, which is actually what the B in my name stands for.
Nice.
So
nice.
That's how tight we have our records way back as far as the history is concerned. So slave documents, I didn't know. So I'll definitely talk to Brooke about that. Pop says, man, I may be moving back to Cali because I've always wanted 40 acres in a jackass. I'm going to have to name him Donald J.
Oh, man.
Oh, Don J.
Don J.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. So yeah, this is interesting talk that's going on out there a lot. It's always surprises me too, because the state has so many people with money. I mean, it's the state is a trip when you think about it. There's so many people out there with money, so many white folks that are running the government out there and have so much money out there. It's ridiculous. But then you have almost more brown folks out there. Very few Black folks out there, but a lot of Black activity as far as talks of reparations and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's you never know which way things are swinging in California. It's a trip. But Brooke says, yes, I have them. I'd like to see what's going on with that. But yeah, this is very interesting talk. I hope that other states are paying attention to that. And we'll see.
And that's important. The 23andMe and all the ancestry, websites and things like that. They will play a role in this. As I mentioned, the task force did issue a vote on a 5-4 line. The task force did limit reparations to descendants of people who can show they are descended from enslaved or free Black people in the U.S. as of the 19th century. So a lot of people who have migrated to this area after that will not qualify. Again, this is reparation, and that's fair. It's reparations for slavery.
I mean,
I think that it should be two different things. I think the institution of slavery, there should be reparations for the institution of slavery specifically. slavery, and then there should be something to address, Jim Crow and the eras that followed and the continued discrimination. I think that should be a whole different
red
thing.
line money. I need some Jim Crow money.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
And some slaves.
But also, I do want to, push forward. Should it just be money? Should it just be money? Again, we talk about housing a lot. We talk about education a lot. Michelle mentioned even just last Wednesday, this past episode, Michelle had mentioned maybe lifting student loans for descendants of slaves.
At the very least, if you have some native blood, then you go to school for free. But if you're black, you can't go to school for free. That seemed like it should be the first move made.
Yeah, man.
So there it is. Brooke says, so get on there and find them. You can also find these kinds of documents at ancestry.com, like Buddy says. Okay. Facebook user says, the issue around reparations affect all black folk today. So to limit reparations to descendants is not fair. Yeah, I agree with what Buddy is saying on it, though. I think there should be a separate situation, but it should be one of many situations where,
the institution of slavery is something that can be, it's well documented, and something that can be like, there's a beginning and an end to that era. So if your family falls within that era, then I think you should receive reparations. Because again, yes, we're discriminated against, and yes, these things like racism and all of these things still exist and are remnants of slavery, but it is not slavery. Maybe if your family is incarcerated, I think that, because as we know, that's still slavery. Like, that is literally still slavery, as in the Constitution. Slavery is abolished unless you are convicted of a crime. 13th. If you can prove exactly. So if you can prove that, incarceration, which is a modern form of slavery, if that's impacted your family, I think you're due for reparations as well. But if you just
gonna do that one.
Right. But if you just move here and you're being discriminated against, I don't necessarily think it's the same kind of impact as slavery. Think about it as African people who move here and discriminated against. They still have their heritage. They still have their nationality. We don't. That is an issue. And that's why I say you can't just leave it at money. You can't just leave it at money. If you don't have a nationality, then that should be remedied. You deserve something.
Precious McKesson in the chat. What's happening? Good morning. She said, I have all my paperwork. You moving to California? What you?
Black is not a nationality, y'all.
Brooke says they still have their last names, right?
Thank you.
Actually, you got your family name, like Prince used to say. For sure, man. It's going down. And like I said, I can't. I'm glad that there's a discussion going on about it, because it's not something that can just be figured out by a few people. This is something that has to be an ongoing discussion. It has to be something that is talked about. As you can see, just us talking about the last 5 minutes, so many different facets of it.
Right.
So many different facets of this idea. Some of it seems very obvious, and some of it does seem like, how can we figure this out? So I'm proud that California is starting this conversation in a deeper way, and I hope other states, start paying attention to it. Atlanta needs to be next.
Hey, I'm with it. Maybe holler at a couple people, holler at Miss Keisha, get Miss Stacy, get some things going. But as far as this California task force, it is expected to end and wrap up their study, and their plan is due to the legislature in 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how I feel about a study, but this might be this one does need to be studied. Yeah.
We'll see.
Precious McKesson says, exactly. I know for sure McKesson is not my family name. I'm moving with everything. My grandfather settled his family in Madeira.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Also in the chat, Brother Muhammad says, candidate Melvin Muhammad will purchase your first cup of coffee at Black Coffee. Hey. Tap in at Black Coffee. Go over there this morning. Get your Black Coffee on. Like I said, I'm going to go after the show for sure. We'll definitely go check it out. Paul Philman earlier said we talked about that already. Tess Patricia in the chat said Mandela is 100% Logier funded. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking I read that somewhere too. And Logier is been a good supporter of us as well. So just want to give a shout out to them for that.
Definitely.
And also let me see. I'm losing what I was looking for in the chat. Brother Muhammad, let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I'm losing what I was looking for in the chat, but definitely go back and check out the chat. Lots of good comments and stuff going on in there. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see. I'll definitely be keeping our eye on this one. And there's actually some other reparations conversations going on that I have to go look up again, because I feel like Kamala Harris, with special respect on her name, was in some talks with some people about it as well, and on a little bit of a higher level too. So I'll have to go back and try to find that information and look and see what that conversation was about. But I don't think anything as extensive as what they're trying to accomplish in California right now on the subject,
Man,
to really work it out for the state.
Right, and I think the California situation is the only state-backed type of
Right.
situation, which is, you know, of course, there has been organizations and committees and kind of ad hoc situations of people coming together to have the conversation, but I think this is the first time an actual state and there's actual legislation behind this. So, you know, this is something that will be presented to the legislature, and the legislature undoubtedly will make some decisions and some moves based on this plan and this research. So I think that's the uniqueness of that. But to your point, shout out to Paul Feldman. He did share. It says National Reparations Model attached, and there's a link there in the chat for everyone to check out. That's pretty interesting. This is a link to the National African American Reparations Commission, which apparently this article was published in 2015. So yeah, this is quite some years back. That these conversations were being had, but they have a whole, it's pretty extensive website laid out. So I urge people to, you know, if you're interested in looking more into the reparations conversation, to check this out.
Yep, that was what I was looking for. The comment I was looking for, and that's the organization I was thinking of too. So shout out to Paul Feldman for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Most def. 8:21 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, well, let's take a quick break. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, Star Trek Rich is going down. Trekkie words of wisdom coming back, and stick around to the end with us, because we're going to have an extensive Haps. Lots of stuff going on with y'all in the chat, man. Lots of stuff happening. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we'll get into it. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, and don't you touch that. Don't you go nowhere. Stay here with us. Appreciate it. Be right back. Man, I'm gonna try to sleep all weekend.
Man, definitely gonna sneak in a nap after this show.
We got Choir Boy tonight, though. I'm definitely gonna check out Choir Boy, and then the finale, the last night, is Saturday night, tomorrow night. So that's gonna be when the big party happens. We'll have to go ahead and get all dressed up, Morris Day style, and go on and hit that one. So if you have not checked out Choir Boy yet, you got 2 more days. You got tonight and tomorrow night to check it out. I did hear there was people in the chat. Leah Keister says she got her tickets for tonight, so that's what's up. It's going down, man. Choir Boy at the Benson Theater. Definitely check it out. It's going down. So more comments on reparations. Stephen Abraham in the chat says reparations has to be done on a state level first, so that federal will do what's necessary. I think that's why we got a little hope on this one, a little approach. I think that it's less rigmarole to have for a state to figure out to do something. I mean, this is California is the first state that we became legal in for the same, and look how that spread across the country. So we'll see.
And real quick, California, I mean, California didn't have too much of a history in slavery. I'm kind of curious to see, more so how states like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri. I wonder how they will,
Is weed legal in them states?
Not at all.
Well, that should tell you exactly how that's going to
go. Man, yeah.
And and California had its share of slaves being brought there on the wagon trains and things. And things got bad. That's California's the birth of the Black Panther movement, bro. So there's
true. Not to mention the Asian internment camps. Not to mention the Mexican brothers and sisters, in the field. So yeah.
Lots of racism going on everywhere in the country.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Facebook user says, "Can you imagine Ricketts having a meaningful conversation about reparations that didn't involve canceling discussion about implementing CRT?"
I feel like having a reparations conversation with Ricketts would be like talking to a child. That's just how I feel like it would be. I don't think anything of any real progression value or any real thing will come out of that conversation.
I mean, he don't think we need help with the rent, so why would he?
There you go. Reparations.
That would be racist against white people.
Man,
reparations. Also, Precious McKesson in the chat says, "I think federal will carry more weight." Yeah, I think so too. But it's got to start somewhere. She said California also has the most federally recognized native tribes. That's what's up. I just did a show the article the other day. The tribe that's in the city that I'm from, Highland, California, San Manuel, where they have pretty much taken over all of Highland because of the success of their casino. Just went in on a casino in Vegas, so they're like expanding like that. So a lot of tribes in California doing very well. I have a lot of friends and have grown up around a lot of people in some of the native tribes out there, and that's why I think and feel the way I do about them that I do. So that's another thing that I don't really consider is a California trait, but we were very, very closely related to Mexican people, of course, but also Native American people, big time.
I'm kind of thinking that kind of gave me an idea. What about that as a form of reparations? Just get out of our way and give us some land. Give us your least populated county and let us do what we do. And you just leave us alone.
I'm saying that at the very least, they should be looking at descendants of slaves to have the same kind of benefits that Native Americans have already gotten. They already have a model for this. In some areas.
And if you do the research, some descendants of slaves were natives. Some of us are Native Americans. If you really want to get into it, some of us really are native. So yeah, there's a lot of conversation to be had about that. Not just money, land, education, and also support for business owners. If you want to, pivot into the next article, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Talking about these sisters that have a barber shop in Benson.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Again, let's support our small business owners. Let's support our small businesses. We kind of talked about all of the vacant, business parks and areas in North Omaha. That'd be a nice way to get the reparations ball rolling. If we can get some support for the businesses that are already trying to, pull themselves up and create some boots for themselves. And big shout out to the Jackson sisters, Miss Aaliyah Jackson and Shannon Jackson, who are owners of Heavy Hitters, which is a barbershop in Benson, fully owned and operated by Black women. Shout out to them sisters making moves. I might need to go get cleaned up while I'm in the city next week.
You need to be delivered.
Man, I need to be delivered by the woman. But one of the hairstylists, Ayana Carfield, says it's giving our clients a different perspective of life being in a male-dominated world. Leah Jackson, who's a cosmetologist and professional makeup artist there, says we're all different ethnicities and we're all women. They also wanted to say we really just want to create a space where anyone can feel like they can come in here, seeing that they feel completely different from when they came in the first time. Like I can have somebody come in and have the worst day ever, but once they come out of my chair, they feel completely different, a whole new person. So really changing lives with those scissors and those clippers. The business has actually been growing since 2019, but have recently reached a new mark when they opened their new location, in their 65th and Maple. So definitely shout out to those sisters. Again, Heavy Hitters is the name of the barbershop located near 65th and Maple.
Brooke in the chat says, pretty dope. I honestly would feel comfortable going to their barbershop. She says, I don't feel comfortable going into most barbershops. And I'm thinking about, single mom, got a young kid. If they go into a lot of male barbershops, then they might get hit on a lot. All kinds of,
I can see that.
Dudes be in there with the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how we do. I'm not gonna take not gonna take nothing away from the barbershop experience for young men, because that is the place. That is one of the first places that a younger black men get around older black men. Of course, there's not always the best conversations going on, but there's also there's very caring and good advice conversations going on all the time too. There's conversation, period, which is not a lot of conversation in the black community, and not a lot of conversation amongst men in the black community. The one place that does happen is the barbershop. But I can fully understand when a single mom comes in with her kid, might want to be in a different type of situation, might like to have a different environment around, one that's a little bit more welcoming there, and it's not just a bunch of dudes in there checking you out, looking you up and down the whole time. So Miss Sarah Fell says this mom of black sons wishes they were around years ago until they were old enough to be there alone. Yeah, that's where I'm going with that. Pop says, Paul, your great grandmother grew up on a Native American reservation, so we are closer than you think. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that now. I do remember that. I'm glad you brought that up again to remind me of that. Yep. I think that, like I said, I think this idea is great, and it's a black business owned by some sisters in Benson, of all places.
Yeah, man.
I would definitely say I will definitely be looking into it myself. I'll definitely be checking it out. And it looks like my sister will too. So that's what's up, man. Bring little man over there, see what's going on. So that's what's up. I want to acknowledge what was said about the last story too in the chat. Precious McKesson says, yes, they are doing very well. Talking about Native Americans in California, the casinos that aren't allowed by Native Americans must pay the native tribe if that casino is on their land. Palm Springs is the prime example. Native tribes are being paid. It sounds like when the law passed for gambling here in Nebraska, that's going to happen too. That the native tribes are going to get paid as well. We'll see. Terry Crawford says, good morning. Evanston, Illinois has a blueprint for reparations. They have established a reparations fund from taxing cannabis, and have started disbursements, which include land and home ownership.
I actually think I have heard about that, but you gotta legalize cannabis first.
Number one, right? Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting, man. Facebook user says, I absolutely love California because of the independent ideology they continue to promote. Yeah, I hear that. Lots of good comments here. Ms. Erkenfeld says, I see you said you'd address it, but that comment is now gone when I tried to click on response on it. Which comment are you talking about? Paul Philman says, when MLK died, he was promoting national movement to address poverty and human rights. Some believe he was targeted because of these efforts.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We did not see a change in things until MLK moved from a race base to a economic base, and started pushing the poor people's movement and supporting blue collar workers. Right. Once he got into supporting blue collar workers and supporting the Teamsters and the unions out there, once he starts organizing on that level, he becomes a real problem.
Yeah. Same thing, Fred Hampton, which is a hero of mine.
Rainbow Coalition.
For years, been hearing Jesse Jackson talk about the Rainbow Coalition. Did not know Fred Hampton was the one that created it, first of all. And it was poor black folks, poor white folks, and Puerto Ricans, and got them all together. Once the poor white folks started getting with the black folks, they had to shut him down in a big way. So they basically assassinated him at a young age over that very thing. They don't want people uniting, man. They don't want people uniting.
And that takes me back to the whole reparations situation and the institution of slavery, and really examining and understanding what the institution of slavery was, because there were a lot of us that were free, early on, 1500s, 1600s. We were making moves. There are, a lot of African descendants in office, running business, owning things, and they started to team up. Some of the indentured servants, because there were indentured servants from Europe early on in the institution of slavery. A lot of them were of Irish descent. The chimney sweeps and things like that. Those workers started teaming up. Those the African descendants and the native descendants and the poor European descendants, they were all teaming up, and that's when this whole ideology of white started, to take hold in the early to mid 1600s. And then you fast forward 100 or so years when that concept takes hold, and then the institution of slavery as we know it starts to form into that. So it's always been about the economic base and separating the poors by race in order to control them. That is how the poors have been controlled, is by race, to divide and conquer us. And we have still not figured that out.
Facebook user in the chat says, as I live in California, especially in Oakland, California, I see large numbers of Black-owned businesses that reflect the Afrocentric community. Who's just put that comment out there? If you can put your name in the comment of, unfortunately, if you're over at Friends of First Sky Omaha and you're commenting from there, it doesn't show your name, just Facebook user. So just wonder who it was that put that in the chat there. This is interesting stuff, which is, I think, one of the reasons why we always push, making sure that we support Black business. I mean, that's really the only way you can kind of build things up, which is great that these sisters have opened up in Benson. But supporting Black business, supporting Black upward movement when it comes to politics, like Brother Muhammad here, who's running for OPS school board. All these things, so the support is really where it has to start with us, especially as Black folks, because it doesn't always happen that way. So and if we can finally get our thing together, then we can kind of team up with other people that are doing the same thing, and then really have a rainbow coalition that way. But it got to start with us.
Yeah, man.
It has to start with us. Brooks says that's Vaughn Chapman, I believe, in the chat. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Once again, if you're over on Friends of First Sky Omaha, it will not show your name anymore for some reason. So come over to the Facebook, the First Sky Omaha Facebook page, official, and chat from there, or YouTube. Yvonne Chapman put it in a comment in the chat. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. He said, Yvonne Chapman put that comment in the chat. Appreciate that, my brother Chapman. Thanks for joining us. And yeah,
thank you.
Yep. All right. You guys are talking to yourself amongst each other as well.
Yeah, that's cool. What I was looking at.
Yeah, I appreciate that. This is the place where everybody can kind of come together and talk. Really, really appreciate everybody doing that, and everybody that's chimed into the chat, and everybody that's here with us, that stays with us, man. It's very encouraging when we know that you sometimes that you read something, you don't know exactly all what to think of it yet. You kind of need to discuss it, and you kind of need to talk it out with some folks and get in your mind what it is. And I feel like we do that here. Is very strong, a group of intelligent individuals that we can do that with here that come regularly. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Black Dynamite says, speaking on support, I watched Summer of Soul a couple weeks ago. It was absolutely beautiful to see, and could be used as an example of how things should go. Great observation, bro. Like that. Shout out to Questlove for winning his first Grammy, and then first Oscar, and then Grammy on top of that. His first Oscar and then Grammy in the same week. That's what's up. Summer of Soul, definitely. I just talked to Megan over at Tiny House. We're talking about possibly having a party where we're showing Summer of Soul and getting together and calling all musicians out and all that good stuff. So that's I think it's an important film. And what I like about it, especially as a former promoter, just how you put things together and how you make things happen, man. I gotta say, like, running into certain problems, You know what I'm saying? Like everything that thing showed, and then just plus the music, just plus
Man.
the culture is crazy.
Yeah,
Folks,
and just really watching that, just some of the moments that happened. It's like, dang, that happened there. Like that was the first time that happened there. Like it was
right.
very, very historic type of situation. If you have not seen Summer of Soul, do yourself a favor and check it out.
Man, shout out to Questlove.
Man,
I gotta put it out there. Quest, if you're listening,
thank you.
I need you to go ahead and put together the Prince documentary. I know you're the
Ooh.
biggest fan of him out there, and now that you're archiving stuff, finding old footage, putting films together from stuff, I trust that you will put that together well. And I'm the biggest Prince fan you probably know, so I'm putting that out there to Questlove. Please put together the Prince documentary next.
Please. I would love to see
You're
that.
gonna be winning some Oscars and winning some Grammys. That's the one you need to win on too. So let's get it going. And the Soul Train one. I need the Soul Train documentary too. I need them too from you.
Yeah, not just the VH1 docu-series either. We need a real documentary.
Yeah, we need that Questlove joint. That's what we need.
Yeah, man.
Pop says, "Yep, Summer of Soul was awesome and a cultural must see for sure, man. That's what's up." Like Dynamite said, absolutely. And you know that it was the same year as Woodstock and never mentioned. Can you believe that, mess?
Man, yeah, that was the kind of the in the midst of watching this documentary and all the things that are happening, just taking it all in. And this was like a several day festival, and watching all of this, and it's like I'm just not hearing about this. What?
Just
Yeah,
footage,
yeah.
just footage, just lost. Just footage, just sitting around.
Man, collecting dust for decades, man. So definitely shout out to Questlove Supreme. Also shout out to Miss Brianna Full for OPS dropping us some love. Says the first guy is really something special. Thanks for all y'all do too. Man, thank you.
Can't do without y'all though. This would be a
Man,
real
for sure.
boring show if we was just sitting here talking to you.
Me and Paul just talking.
You should hear us before the show. You just be like, "I'm tired, boss. I'm tired too." Herbster grabbing some booties. Huh? Okay, all right. That's about how the show would go if it was just us. So
no, the energy.
Thank you very much. That's what's happening there, and that's not just what's happening. This is what's happening too.
Hey,
what's the Haps? What's happening?
Hey,
what's going down?
Brooke says, "I'm sure he's already thinking about it after seeing that clip of Prince as a kid."
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Little Skippy. It's time for the Haps. You know what it is. Time for us to talk about some things that's going on in town. We have an extensive Haps going on today. That's why we're starting early with it, because you guys got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm sure you're going to tell us all about it. So thanks for joining us with the Haps, and let's go ahead and dive on in. Buddy, you got some Haps for the peoples?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to jump into while we're talking about Black art and music and things like that. I wanted to dive into this exhibition that's going on, I believe, in Lincoln. At the Kiko Fine Art Museum. So shout out to Catherine Weiss, who's the artist kind of behind this. The exhibit is called "I Made the Cornrows: Portraits of Black Nebraskans." Kind of a play on, the corn crop and cornrows. I think that's a very clever title. Yeah. And this was actually inspired by a personal experience that she had. Wise, who is a multiracial artist, said that when she was 15, she walked into the fast food restaurant where she worked while in high school and had a section of her hair styled in cornrows, which led a co-worker to exclaim, "Oh my God, you are Black!" Yeah, that whole thing, we've all experienced it, Paul. I know you was locked up at some point in time. I know you had people coming up touching you. I've had it happen to me, just people groping my hair. And that experience a decade later inspired the work of her first solo exhibition, which is a collective of evocative, visually striking prints and paintings that she's done of friends, family, and Black community members. So again, definitely check that out. I'm just kind of scrolling through the article and seeing some of the work. It's stunning, to say the least. And you have dope. Portraits, posters. Looks like some plates that she's painted as well. She's definitely dope. She's definitely dope.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, man. Lincoln native, UNL grad. Also attended an Ivy League school, if I'm not mistaken. A Yale grad. So definitely check her out, man. The Kiko exhibition runs through May 15th. That is I think I'm pronouncing that right. Kiko, Kiechal. fine art exhibition. Again, runs until May 15th. So if you're in the Lincoln area, check it out.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Man. So all about
definitely
the art.
Definitely gonna check that out. Definitely gonna get up there and check it out. Thank you for that.
Man.
Christy Nor in the chat says canvassing for Alicia on Saturday. Meet at Scooters on 30th and Ames at 9:45. So if you want to go out and do some canvassing for Alicia Shelton, yes, please do that. She's a great candidate. She would be great in that seat, man. I really hope she gets in with it. But yes, canvassing for Alicia Shelton on Saturday. Meet at Scooters 30th and Ames at 9:45. Appreciate that. Paul Philman is asking, anyone see the Mandela exhibit in Durham? I had not, but Mayor Sanchez went to go see it. He said he went to go check that out. So we'll see what he has to say on that. Brooks says it's still going on. I heard that Jocelyn is about to close for 2 years. Yes. For their multi-million-dollar renovations.
Jocelyn is going to close for 2 years. But in regards to the Mandela exhibition, that's running until July 3rd, 2022. So that is still running in Omaha, and kind of looking at some pictures, man. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely go check that out.
Definitely want to check it out. Brooks says this is the last month to get to the Jocelyn. So yeah, after that, 2 years closed. Man. So you got some money when you can close your whole business down for 2 years.
And just come right on back.
Build a multi-million-dollar facility on it, and then come on back.
Right. And the Jocelyn, they've had some pretty good exhibits over the years, man. So yeah, definitely shout out to the Jocelyn, and also, excuse me. Also, speaking of art, I do want to give a shout out to the North 24th Street Art Walk. Can't forget about that. This will be actually some students from the community showing off their work, and this is supported by the Union for Contemporary Art, Spark CDI, and Fabric Lab. That'll be going down Friday, May 6th. So that's Friday, May 6th, which should be in a couple weeks, man. The time is flying by. That's in about 3 weeks. It is a North 24th Street Art Walk, May 6th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. We'll be showcasing art from apparently students from North High, seniors at North High School. So shout out to all the Vikings out there. The community is invited to this art walk. So definitely come out and support the seniors from North High showcasing their work.
That's what's up. I gotta go ahead and talk about Choir Boy because
please do.
You definitely only have tonight and tomorrow to check it out. This is the last 2 nights of Choir Boy. I'm gonna be there both nights, just because it's interesting, man. How when you get on a play like this and you get inspired, and if you got the ability to be there more than once, then do it, because it's there's a lot to it, man. There's a lot of layers. But definitely check out Choir Boy again. If you don't know what that is, it's a play that's written by Terrell Alvin McCraney, who is the creative force behind the movie Moonlight, the Oscar-winning Moonlight movie. And this is directed by Nick Wickham, who is a Omaha local that's headed off to New York City, though, man, to do some work.
Really?
And, he's getting ready to he's heading out, going. As a matter of fact, if you guys are subscribed to Noise, check out Noise. Because Ashley Salem wrote a nice review of Choir Boy, and she talks about what Nick Wickham is going to do next and everything else. So great director, and a great group of young men from Omaha that are acting in it. Musical director is awesome. So it's just an awesome show. Definitely come and check it out either tonight or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is going to be one of the big nights. It's the last night it's going to be in the theater. Come to Benson Theater and check it out. You got to do it. Support these fellas, support these boys. And as a matter of fact, if you're going to go, I will give away 2 tickets to this event for tomorrow night. We don't have no contest. We don't have no nothing. Just hit me up. Let me know if you want to go. But the stipulation is you have to go. Don't just get the free tickets and then don't show up. Gotta come to check out and support these young men. 2 tickets I'll give away for that. Hit me up on my DMs on Facebook, and let me know if you want to go, and we'll see what we can do to hook you up on that. First come, first serve on that. Only people that are planning on going on Saturday. So let me know.
My Dukes My Dukes
wants to get through.
Yeah, she's saying how much are tickets? They could be free if you act quickly.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, gotta be quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the price. As a matter of fact, that's a shame. I think they're like $15 a piece or something like that. Definitely check it out. Let us know. But please do that. Oh, $30. Okay, I believe they're $30. This is Miss Erica Phelps saying for me. That's a shame. I didn't know what the price was on them. My bad.
My Duke says she gonna take one, so someone else. No, you gotta take them both. Then you gotta take them both, Mom.
Look, my phone is already going off. They go, y'all want some free tickets?
Free 99.
Look, Mama Guy's even helping Brooke out. She said, me and Brooke spoke up. That's what's up.
All right.
Yeah. We'll work it out. And anyway, if you can get, I'll definitely give away some tickets here. I'm looking at my DMs. I'll do this after I get out of here, for sure. But
you set yourself up for that one, Paul. Phone's gonna be blowing up.
Hey, we don't have nothing in place for that kind of stuff. We don't do contests. We don't do trivia questions, anything. I got to give away some tickets. I just got to be like first come, first serve. We'll see what's up. Paul Femin says paintings of Native Americans Bodmer exhibit at Jocelyn is important part of Native history in Nebraska. Yes, I did see that when I first got in. Definitely check that out. And there's a movie on Prime about it. That's what's up.
Nice.
Appreciate that link. I'll definitely check it out. I got you, Mama God. Don't worry about it. You
gonna hook my Dukes up, man.
You invited me over to Super Bowl that time, and the food was off the chain, and I was like, "I get some free tickets. I'm gonna hook her up." Nah, I was playing. But no, I got something for y'all. Don't y'all worry about it. We'll get it going. Hit me up, like I said. Hit me up on the DMs if you know what they are, and if we're Facebook friends, just hit me up, and we'll get going on it. But yeah, appreciate it. She said, "Got to be quicker next time." But that's tomorrow night. And like I said, that's if you go. The only stipulation I got is that you got to go. If you get the tickets, you got to go. So we'll definitely hook y'all up for it. Yep. Also, Brother Chapman says, Paul, before Von Chapman move over to the new platform, I would like to say that that what is missing from North Omaha arts history is the contribution made by the original Paul B. Allen. The apple obviously didn't fall too far from the tree. I'm looking forward to someone rectifying that oversight. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that compliment. Yeah, senior Paul B. Allen Senior, man, with the showcase, the Allen showcase that he had over there on 24th and Lake Street area. He also had A&A Music. They were talking about the building that's right next to the Carver building. That used to be the Big Mama's sandwich shop. Used to be A&A Music. So he had a couple music stores in town. And this is back in the 60s and 70s, man, when you can go, they built little booths. You can go into the booths, put the headphones on, listen to a record before you buy it and all that kind of stuff. He was doing some kind of cutting edge stuff when it came to the record stores back in the day too. So yeah, and they had all the jukeboxes in town as well. So there were several businesses that Great Gramps went through, and he was a purveyor of the arts and got a whole bunch of people started. Buddy Miles, all kinds of people from back in the day started in the music industry, and that's the legacy I come from. So that's what's up, and I appreciate being in Omaha and people that knew him and knows of his legacy. It's a real blessing to be able to hear about that.
Yeah, actually, we are kind of working on some documentary stuff. You might can work that in.
That was look, man. When I got in town, that was the first thing that I started trying to put together was that. So I've been on a steady mission for the last 10 years to find footage, to find photos, to find articles in the newspaper, all kinds of stuff to kind of piece together what was going on with them, hitting family members up. That's got a lot of that kind of stuff. So well, definitely. Pop says I worked at A&A one summer. That's what's up.
That's dope.
Oh man.
Shout out to Mama Guy real quick. She this is like her third time saying this. So I wanted to acknowledge her. She says, I've been campaigning for YouTube subscribers during the show. Did the numbers increase in the last 2 hours? Yes, they did. So thank you. I know we at least have four new subscribers on YouTube as we are now at the 102 mark. So yeah, and actually we have about 967 members on the Friends of First Sky page. So I think we can set our next goal, or I think we can reach that 1,000 mark on YouTube. Maybe by the end of the year. I'm not sure when, but I think we can reach the 1,000 mark on First Sky Omaha. And once we reach that mark, then the game really opens up as far as YouTube. So
you're getting aggressive with it.
Hey man, why get happy here? Why 100? That's cool.
Hey, let's talk about some more Haps that's going on. Join us for a yard sign drive through Saturday, April 16th, Skinner Magnet parking lot. Brianna Full yard signs. Everybody know that them yard signs blew down the street when the little storm happened and all that. Go get you another yard sign. Definitely hook it up. Brianna Full running for OPS, a seat on the OPS board. So definitely check her out. Full for OPS, full, the number 4 OPS is her campaign title. Definitely go pick up some yard signs Saturday. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of stuff is happening tomorrow. You can kind of get in your car in the morning and go roll through all these things and go check them out. Even before that, though, today, what's happening right now, coffee with the candidate at Black Coffee. It's happening now. He's over there chilling and get to know Brother Melvin Muhammad, who's also running for a seat on the school board. And get you some breakfast, man. It's breakfast club time over there with these cats. So here go the menu right here: eggs, pancakes, toast, grits, sausage, bacon, ham.
You name it.
You name it. It's going down at the North Omaha Breakfast Club. It's going down at Black Coffee, and it gets down over there. And I got to try to tell you, man, right now, get that vegan sausage because he makes it from scratch, and it's bomb. It's ridiculous.
I'll be there next week.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be there about 9:30 after the show. I'm gonna go and slide by and see what's happening with the fellas and all that stuff. I kind of feel like I need some background beats or something like that going on right now.
A little bit.
I feel like feeling good right now.
A little bit. Man, get some grub a dub. And also, if you don't know which candidate to support as far as the OPS forum, there will be a shout out to the Culture House, the fam over there at the Culture House. There will be a candidate forum. You can hear all the candidates, everything they got to say. Again, Brother Muhammad, Charles Shelton, Mark Snow, Brianna Full, a lot of good people running for the office. Very hard decision. So you can kind of see everybody stand next to each other and make your own decision based on what you hear. So again, all 4 candidates will be in attendance. It's going down Saturday, April 16th. So that is tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. Again, at the Culture House located right there on the Deuce, 3014 North 24th Street. Again, that's 3014 North 24th Street. Go ahead and check it out. I'm not sure if this will be streamed live. So if you can, try to make it in person.
Might be. Culture House be doing that. Don't know for sure either though. But here's what I want to say about this real quick, man. As you can see, this is if politics is politics, but if you got to do politics, do it like this with some integrity. They are not fighting. They are not trying to dig up dirt on each other. They are standing next to each other as brothers and sisters, and we will be lucky to have any one of them in that seat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all of the candidates that have acted with political integrity here. We love it. Brianna Full says, thanks for letting folks know. Michael Young will be there too. Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Okay. Okay. We were going to ask about that. Who is this Michael Young cat and where is District 18?
I did put that in the headlines. Who is Michael Young? We do this all the time because what happens is people start putting their campaign stuff in Friends of First Sky Omaha, but not necessarily people that we have talked to on the morning show yet. So if that's the case, if we don't know who you are and you have put something on Friends of First Sky Omaha, we're going to ask the question, who you is.
Man.
So
somebody vouch for this person?
So that's what's up. Michael Young. Who is Michael Young? Where is District 18? We want to know what's going on. Obviously, a brother of color who's running for a seat. We need to know who that is. So that's what's up. Christy Norris says Bennington area, I think. Ooh, interesting. West Omaha, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, I did see on the Friends of he was canvassing around 108th and Maple. Is that?
We'll talk to Precious about it when we politic with her. Yep. Politicking with P on Wednesday. Also, Michelle Troskler's soapbox moment is happening as well. I'm looking up. We only got 2 minutes left. I wanted to give a shout out to Leah Keister, who is got a podcast called Swing Left Nebraska, and she's talking to our old friend Michaela Cavanaugh. Put some respect on her name. So definitely go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts at. Check out Swing Left Nebraska. and listen to see what old Kavanaugh's up to these days. Be a good thing.
And Miss Erica Phil, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna come on and solicit and not holler at us, not come through and really talk to us? Come on, man.
Yeah, holla.
Holla.
Before we get all the way out of here, Trekkie words of wisdom real quick. Starfleet daily meditation from Weberized. Part of being human is learning to have compassion for those who are suffering, even when they're your bitter enemies.
Man.
Catherine Janeway. How about that?
So that's what I'm talking about. I'm with that.
Yeah, man. I'm with that all the way. I got to do it in my Janeway voice, though. Part of being human is learning to have compassion for those who are suffering, even when they are your bitter enemies. Catherine,
man, a lot of people in leadership that just ain't human. Man, no compassion. Before we get out of here, I did have one last question. It's not necessarily a hat, but we got into the record store conversation. Record store day is coming up. Brother Mark was popping. What's Homer's doing? And actually, I believe I will be in Omaha on Record Store Day. It's April 23rd. So again, what we doing?
I do live from Homer's. We had to do live from Homer's or something. We had to figure.
Do I got to bring my tables?
What
we doing?
Let's do something.
Let me know.
Sarah Dappin in the house. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Said I've known Michael Young for years. Get him on the show. There you go. Hey, that's all we need to hear right there.
That's what we said. How you gonna not hit us up to get on the show, and then you all on the page? No. We would love to have them. If you have a contact, let them know that we would love to have them on.
There you go. 9:00. We're gonna get out of here, man. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
And man, as always, we love, appreciate, thank you for chiming into the chat. Those who are a part of the show, a part of the conversation, we definitely thank you. But even if you're not a chiming chatter, we still thank you for tuning in. Again, first time, last time listeners, all the ghost time listeners, we all love you. So we appreciate you. We thank you. Until next time, Paul B, take it away. Also, a big shout out to Mama God for pushing that YouTube campaign. Tell a friend, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Let's do it.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you chiming into the chat today. Pop says, thanks for another phenomenal show. Have a great weekend and get some well-deserved rest. See you Monday morning. You too, Pops. I'll be talking to you this weekend for sure. Miss Erica Fell says, keep your space and drink your water. Be good to yourselves for sure. Yeah, Sarah Dappin says, have a wonderful weekend, y'all. You too. Have a wonderful weekend. Sarah, I don't know if you heard, we're having a Chat Chimers kickback over there on at the Tiny House on the 22nd. That's a Friday night. So just want to remind everybody about that again. Buddy will be in town, so it's going to be a family affair. It's going down.
Celebration.
It's going down. Gwen Easter has a diatribe going on in the chat. Go back and read that because we're late. We got to get out of here. So thank you very much. She said, have a good weekend. You have a good weekend too. And I want to give a shout out to the Omaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to be to speak before them. Shout out to Black women for allowing us to exist. Shout out to we are delivered by the women's.
Yes.
Going down. And it'll be and join us next week, man. And have a it'll be a good week. As a matter of fact, it's everybody's voting. It's his early vote time. We got some more talking to the candidates to do next week. So tune in, let everybody know, tell a friend. Thank you for all the chat chimers, all the ghost listeners, everybody who's jumping in and being a part of this. And thank you to the people who are reoccurring members and sponsors of the channel as well. If you have not become one and you're so inclined, please go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the donate button, and help us to keep this show on the road. Keep it going. Don't forget, Chat Chimers Kickback, Friday the 22nd. I really want to see everybody out there in person. So I'm going to keep on talking about it. We're going to keep on talking about it. Choir Boy tonight and Choir Boy tomorrow night. And yes, I got all of your DMs, all your messages. Everybody who's hit me up, I will definitely hit you up and we'll get you some free tickets and get in there and check it out. And if you can afford it, go ahead and just support it because this goes to all these cats are paid. The director's paid, the actors are paid, everybody behind the scenes are paid. That's the difference between our community theater and other community theaters. We want people to get paid to do their work and not just volunteer for this stuff. So this supports everybody who's involved with Choir Boy. If you buy a ticket and come on through, if you can't afford one, I still want you to come. So I'm going to give away as many as I can, and I will hit you up sometime today for tomorrow night's show. So with that said, I will see you this weekend at some point. hopefully. And if not, then we'll check in with you Monday. Thank you very much for everybody's participation. You guys have a good one. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.
By the way, Vanguard. This is protected by the red, the